It's funny, everything that's gone from my life has got nail marks on it from where I was holding on to it like that. I was holding on to it so much. Everything that's slipped away has got nail marks down the side of it from me. Oh no, I believe this. This is important to me. This subject is important to me. It isn't fucking important and I don't care enough. It's time for me to talk about my favourite subject, my kids. Oh yeah, my kids, yeah. Someone in AA said, you always talk about your kids when you share. I was like, you always talk about hiking. And I know what I'd rather talk about. Hiking's boring. I really want to, before we go any further, Poppy started making videos. Check this out.
This is very important. So, look at my dad. He's just in the hospital, and
Why am I in the hospital? Tell him what happened to me.
Because he broke his bones, and I think he's been
Who broke my bones?
I think a robber.
A robber broke my bones, and that's why I'm in the hospital. My leg's broken!
I have to get on the
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I know where she gets it from. And by that, I could mean either of us. I've had such the amazing gift of reuniting with my kids through this sobriety, and I know that's a big thing for people in sobriety. I would hear people in meetings talking about I lost my kids, and I would tune out. Like it was so alien to me, the concept of that I never really paid attention to it. But now when I hear stories about people losing their kids, it's a gut punch, and I identify so hard. And it goes right up and down the socio-economic ladder, and colour and class, and every person of every walk of life has struggled with this. I see in meetings, and it's connected me to them in such a beautiful way, such a deep way. When anyone talks about losing their kids, if it's a person like me, or if it's like a Latina in her early 20s who's I'm thinking about from my rehab, or if it's a guy who's just out of prison, I am instantly, just an instant connection, feel all this empathy and this huge, I'm going to say love for them, because, empathetic love for what they're going through. And empathy is not, historically hasn't been a default setting for me. I had to work hard at that. But when I hear about someone losing their kids, it's like instant, the empathy gene kicks into me. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I can feel it. Because sometimes when I was using it, I was like, am I a sociopath? Like one of these people that can't feel empathy? Is that me? But thank God it's not. But I have the incredible gift of, after 6 months, getting them back. I don't have any supervised visitation. I have overnights at my house, and it was restricted. When I first got sober, it was restricted with good reason. And the woman that's overseeing all that said to me last Thursday, which blew me away. She said, now, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I am a bit. She said, in all my years doing this, I've never seen such a transformation. Now, maybe she says that to everyone, who knows? I don't think she does, though. She's hard. She's the hard one to... She doesn't laugh very much or smile very... Well, she does now, but... When I first started with her, we did not have a good time. We were not the best of friends. I treated her like an adversary a little bit, but that was mostly, how my brain was thinking from just being newly sober. I can go to my old house to pick them up and just sit and play my old piano, which you guys know that I love so much, no offense. But that piano, no offense, every time I sit at that piano, I get an idea. Every time. This one too, no offense. But that one is special, no offense. You'll always be number one. That's the first piano I bought. The first thing I bought when I got to America. First thing. The guy who owned this wrote the music to American Bandstand. I bought it from a woman in Venice, in California, for $500, which is actually quite a lot. Most people give upright pianos away because they're such a pain in the ass to move. But anyway, talking about that, Poppy started recording my piano performances, recording my fingers, because she knows that sometimes I worry that I'm going to forget what I've done. So she started recording me. Look at this. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? But the court worker that I've just told you about, the woman that was overseeing the restrictions, she said my kids, it's like night and day how they've also had a big shift since I've been back in their lives. They're so much happier. Apparently Alfie was having a lot of meltdowns. We know he eloped and stuff, but I feel I'm starting to realize, I'm starting to feel now that a lot of that, I mean, I knew it at the time, but a lot of that, all of that, I've not been self-obsessed. It's my fault. He was angry, having meltdowns and angry, and I was like, at the time when I was using it, I was like, see, he doesn't have his dad in his life and he's angry with his mum because he doesn't have a dad. That's not the reason. He's angry with me. He was angry with me for leaving. I didn't leave intentionally, but he was angry with me for not being there. He's taking it out on his mum. He wasn't angry with his mum, but that's what I was telling myself when I was a high twat. We go on these walks by the beach. I've got some nice little stills to show you here because indulge me, please, because it's my favourite subject. Just hanging with them makes everything all right. And when I feel like I'm going to relapse, when I feel like I want to use, which thank God isn't so much anymore, but in the early days was, a lot, because it will be. If you're newly sober, you're going to get that. But the only thing that stopped me, perhaps the only thing that stopped me in those early days was to seeing their little faces in my head. I would see the little faces in my head and be like, you just can't. So I'm so grateful. I could literally cry from just the realization that something I thought may never happen has happened. And sometimes I can get in my own head and be like, I wish I was with them more, or why don't I live in the same house as them, or why don't they live here, or whatever, It's so crazy to think like that, because look where I was and look where I've got to. And all I did was just follow direction, tried to take myself out of the equation, tried not to try and manipulate or force anything to happen, and just do what I was fucking told. That's all I did. I just did what I was told. Court, you got to do this, okay. My ex, you got to do this, okay. I just do it. I want to get my kids back, I just do it. I don't question it. It's a bit annoying after a while, but if I keep them front and center, it's all about my kids, all about them. Keep them front and center, everything's going to be cool. That's what I believe anyway. I've let go of everything else I believe. I don't care about anything that I used to think I believed or any identity I used to have. I let go of it. All it got me was into the horriblest place in my life, my thinking. Me thinking I knew stuff. Where it got me was the worst place I could imagine. So I had to let go of it all. I don't care anymore. I don't know. I don't have any of my previously held on to. Everything is funny. Everything that's gone from my life has got nail marks on it from where I was holding on to it like that. I was holding on to it so much. Everything that's slipped away has got nail marks down the side of it from me trying to hold on to it. Oh no, I believe this. This is important to me. This subject is important to me. It isn't fucking important, and I don't care enough. All I want to be is a good dad, a musician that gives something to the world, and try to be a good person, which isn't default for me. I've got to work on it. I don't care about anything else. You know what I do care? One thing I really do care about, though, if I have to give myself one external to care about, it's you guys. Because thank God you are watching, and I really appreciate that. And otherwise I'd be speaking into a void, which I still might do because I'm crazy. But I much prefer speaking to you. I love you. Let me know about your experience with your kids. Like, are you an addict? Did you lose them through addiction? Do you have an addict for a child? How's that experience? I'd like to know that because, my ex is an addict. I am. The chances of our children having it are quite high. Please no. But yeah, it's a wild ride, isn't it? Life. I love you. Speak soon.